momentarily.
Yeah, our Instagram live list was like, do you want to go ahead? And I was just like, nope. And now it's there forever, just me being weird.
Welcome to the show, Liz, our first contestant here.
Just take 10 seconds out of that.
Why did we write this book? Okay, so 3 or 4 years ago now, Abby and I started a small women's discipleship group. And over the span of the year and a half or so that we did that, we did so much studying and we had all these notes. And Abby had this idea that why don't we just put them all together and make a book? And it'll be easy. You just type them up and let's make a book out of it, and maybe somebody else could use it one day.
When I was meeting a bunch of new moms, I realized there's so many, specific topics that maybe aren't going to be covered at a church service. And I started to have a desire to, I was thinking more of a booklet, to, a little pamphlet, a little, hey, here's some different topics that when I became a new mom, I, had issues with, and it was kind of birthed there, the idea of it. Anxiety wasn't something I really ever had a thought for before I had children, and then I became a mom, and the gravity of just how important that is, really brought a lot of new things into my life that I didn't have before. So in the Mom's Bible Study, I saw that with other women. That was the first time I ever thought about writing anything.
The hope is that it'll be used by women kind of as a jumping off point, and hopefully to start a fire in their hearts to grow and to learn their Bibles, not for the sake of learning, but for the sake of their relationship with God and just the practical health that brings. And I think the overarching hope is that this would bring more health, more spiritual wholeness to women.
The point of it is to encourage people to begin critically thinking about these difficult subjects, and with the hope that, and of course I by no means have any or all of the answers for these topics, but the idea was even if you disagree with what I say, please start thinking about it and seek out the truth and seek out answers for these things, because I think people can get into a place where they don't do that, and then with all that is today going on, people are lost.
In everything that we did here, our desire was to make it encouraging and visually beautiful, as well as rich in content also. So our hope is that readers would be challenged and encouraged at the same time, and that it would stir up and kind of start something in them to really take a deep dive into the Bible. Not for the sake of knowledge, but for their own lives. And I've seen personally in my life, even though I've known and been taught the Bible my whole life since I was a kid, that when it becomes truly personal and you're applying it in your relationship with God and in your relationship with others, that it just really does bring more health and more joy, and the fruit of the Spirit is so practical. And I'm really hoping that that's an outcome of this book.
Our relationship with Christ is like a fire. The more that you feed it, the more that it grows, the more it needs to be fed to keep going. And that was the thought, that we are not going to get to a place in our relationship with God where we've obtained it, or attained a certain, where we need to be. That's the idea that we are in constant need of Him, and as we grow with Him, the need for Him doesn't diminish, it grows also. And really just that we always need Him. We need Him in the highs and lows, and maybe in our highs we don't always acknowledge that, but it is very true. I've learned in my own growth process that it's, and the idea that it's ongoing, and we're never going to arrive, not here and now anyway.
Consider this a call to arms. Daughter, disciple, you are needed. And I mean, our prayer is that this book will convince you of that if you're not already convinced of that. And I've had such a vision over the past few years of wanting to encourage women in the fact that as daughters of God, they are also called to be disciples, and that they are so deeply needed. And they personally are deeply needed, and that God is ready and willing to use them in every role and every aspect of their lives. We really wanted this book to be able to be used not just for personal use, but also to be used in like a group setting. So the book is broken up into chapters. Abby and I have split the chapters between us. So Abby has written half of them and I've written the other half.
There are specific topics specific for women, written by women. So you have to ask God these questions, and you have to seek out answers for them in different avenues.
And we're really hoping that it brings women together. We want to see women walking together in life of different ages, from different walks of life, because discipleship is so important.
We are in constant need of Him, and as we grow with Him, the need for Him doesn't diminish, it grows also.
Consider this a call to arms. Daughter, disciple, you are needed.